Meanwhile, we have made our way into our dining room, and here to show us how to make a beautiful floral arrangement to gift a special someone in your life on Valentine's Day is celebrity florist and owner of the Hidden Garden. Welcome back, our good friend Amy Marella. Welcome back, Amy.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
You always brighten up the
here.
place when you're here.
Thank you.
And I do mean that because you bring truckloads of flowers with you.
Yeah, literally.
Not just your beautiful personality.
Oh, thanks.
So Valentine's Day is synonymous with roses, but there are a few different ways to actually make rose arrangements that you would be giving someone for Valentine's Day. And they're two very popular ones, correct?
Absolutely. So the traditional dozen rose arrangement that we have over there, which is the baby's breath of wax flower roses, is one option.
Which we're used to seeing.
And then the other option that we try and do at the Hidden Garden is a little bit more of a modern flair, sophisticated, trying to change it up a little bit.
It's more updated.
Yeah. So we try and steer the guys in that direction if we can.
That makes a big impact.
I think
really
so,
does.
yeah.
And you are going to show us how to make one of these that looks like we got it at a florist from roses that we may have just bought from the grocery store.
Yes, absolutely.
This is impressive. And
we
you've
can
already started, so show us what do we do.
So I started with the base here. I've got my white container, which I filled with the dry oasis foam, and then I soaked it. We've talked about this so many times.
Okay.
So that's just right inside here. And the reason I'm using that is because I'm trying to get my tall roses at an angle. So I need something to anchor it into. It can't just go straight into the water.
Okay.
So I put all the roses at one angle, cut them before I put them in, like we've talked about before. And then I've added a couple different greenery textures, more modern.
I really love this. What are the different types of leaves?
So these are zebra leaves. These are anthurium leaves. We've got some tea leaves.
Okay.
So we used a couple different types of greenery leaves, but more modern. So it's not the typical traditional dozen rose look.
So anything big would work for this, a big leaf?
Yeah, anything textural. This is a little bit more of a tropical flair on these leaves. So that's what we went with.
And then you've added more flowers as well, but that aren't roses.
That aren't roses, yeah. So add a little bit of hydrangea. And then we're gonna add a few of these green cymbidium orchids, which last a couple weeks, these stems of these, which are great.
Okay.
And then we're just gonna insert those right into the oasis.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
Yeah, I love the way the red pulls out the red of the rose.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
And then we just add that for a little added flair.
And it's unexpected as well. It's a far more interesting arrangement than just the roses with the baby breaths that are so beautiful, but we're just used to it, you know?
Yes. And if you don't want to use the roses, because not everybody wants to send roses, you could always switch those roses out for tulips, do a mass, collection of tulips.
Would that be more affordable?
Definitely more affordable.
Especially around Valentine's Day.
Yes, definitely
because
more affordable.
We all know around Valentine's Day everything gets hyped up.
Yeah, exactly. Anything red and pink.
Right. And then you've added a little special Valentine's Day touch.
Yes. So we made little hearts out of flax leaf. So flax leaf is a really firm leaf like this. So all we did is just flatten it out and loop it. It's so simple. And you do the same thing on the other one.
I always say that this reminds me of saltwater taffy. This leaf.
Does it?
Doesn't it look like saltwater taffy?
It does actually, and it comes in pink and green too, actually. Yeah. And then you just take a stapler, staple that.
That's it.
And that's it. It's super simple.
And this one you did a little double action.
And then I did two, so you can just keep going. So then, and then what you're gonna wanna do is just loop that little heart right inside there. And then you've got like a little added little Valentine flair.
When it comes to us shopping for our roses and actually buying good quality roses, what are the most important things we should be looking out for?
So there's a couple tricks on this one. So our roses come in this package like this.
Okay.
Right? So when you go to buy them, you want to really look at the leaves of these. So see, our leaves on here are really green.
Yes.
That's great. If your leaves on here are opaque, or if they're missing all of the leaves altogether, probably have an old batch of roses there and you don't realize it.
Oh, interesting.
Because all of these roses, there's 12 heads on the top. This is actually a pack of 25.
Oh.
So underneath here is, you're kind of wondering what's under here. So if my leaves are bad, I have no leaves, I'm kind of questioning what's below my cardboard here.
Okay.
So the other thing is to look at the firmness of the heads of these roses that are in here. So if they feel really good and slightly firm, you've got a pretty fresh batch of roses.
Okay.
And then when you open this, you're gonna see that there is a ton, 13 more, I shouldn't say a ton, more roses inside of here.
Oh my gosh.
So if this all is bad, and this is bad, chances are what's underneath here isn't looking so great.
Okay.
So those are pretty easy 1-2 things you can look at.
And you want to look at the stem length as well, correct?
The last thing you want to look at is this, or I guess it could be the first if you're really wondering how much it costs. So this barcode inside here, it actually says what the name of the flower is. It gives you the centimeter length, and it gives you the stem count of what's inside the box, or inside the cardboard. So that 50 centimeter length, that's what this length of rose is.
Okay.
So
it's beautiful.
Now here's the next part.
What's that?
Is what stem length are you buying?
Well, does it really matter if they're long stem?
Yes.
I mean, I don't care about the stem. I care about the bud.
Right. True. You want it to be beautiful.
Right.
I'm with you. But when you're doing these dozen rose arrangements, you want to make sure that that stem length is, you're working with a 70 centimeter, 80 centimeter stem length, because you want to be able to get that rose all the way into the water.
Oh, I see.
That's what's going to make it last a little bit longer.
I see.
So it is more money to get those longer stems, but that is the dozen rose arrangement.